Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry it's been so long. It's been like a month of me not reading this Bible or just not doing good. We left off at I think the last time I read 26 through 30. And now we're going to read 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Damn, we would have been so far in the Bible by now if we would have been reading every day for this whole month. That's crazy. Definitely would have already been probably in Deuteronomy or way more farther than that. Alright guys, I'm sorry. For some reason my body wants to go back to the things of Egypt. It wants the fish of Egypt. It doesn't want the grapes of Canaan. Like when the Lord delivered them out of Egypt, they were there for 430 years, and they were living off of the manna, and they were thinking about the fish and the food that they had in Egypt, and thinking back like, oh man, I wish when we were back in Egypt, we had food in Egypt. But, like, that's the same situation. I was listening to this sermon yesterday, and I was just like, wow, that's the same thing. Like, I just go back to the things of the world because they're so comfortable, because they're normal. But instead of just living off of the manna, the flat bread, the unleavened yeast, they had to move so fast out of Egypt that they couldn't even take the yeast. God didn't want them to take yeast with them. And the sermon was called Flatbread Faith by Stephen Furtick. It was so good, such a good sermon. And yeah, you guys should watch it. I'll leave a link in the description for it, so you guys could check it out. It's so good. So I felt like I've been doing is just running back to the things of Egypt, thinking about the food. Oh, we had food there. But you also had to make freaking bricks with straws and getting whipped and all kinds of stuff. And it's obviously not exact, but it's like a symbolization of, like, Egypt symbolizes the things of this world, like, maybe, like, I don't know, sins you're doing, stuff like that. People you're talking to that you shouldn't be talking to. Lots of stuff. I don't know. But let's get on with this. Let's read more and learn more and go closer to God instead of going back to Egypt. Let's have this flatbread faith. Let's keep eating that unleavened bread. We don't need yeast from Egypt. God didn't want them to take yeast from Egypt with them. Just leave it there. Get your yeast from the Lord. All right, Bezalel and Oholilab. Man, these names are so hard. Bezalel and Oholilab. Oholliab. How to pronounce Oholliab?
How to pronounce Oholliab?
Oholiab.
Oholli.
So I wasn't that. That's what I was saying, I think. Bezalel and Oholilab. Close. Oholilab. Okay. Then the Lord said to Moses, See, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, with understanding, with knowledge, with all kinds of skills, to make artistic designs for work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work in wood, and to engage in all kinds of crafts. Moreover, I have appointed Oholilab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, to help him. Also I have given ability to all skilled workers to make everything I have commanded you. The tent of meeting, the ark of the covenant law with the atonement cover on it, and all other furnishings of the tent, the table and its articles, the pure gold lampstand and all its accessories, the altar of incense, the altar of burnt offering and all its utensils and basin with its stand. Yeah, they were building a lot, cubic feet of, Yeah. Also the woven garments, both the sacred garments for Aaron and the priests, and garments for his sons when they serve as priests, and the anointing oil and fragrant incense for the holy place. They are to make them just as I commanded you. The Sabbath. Then the Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, you must observe my Sabbaths. This will be a sign between me and you for the generations to come, so you may know that I am the Lord who makes you holy. Observe the Sabbath, because it is holy to you. Anyone who desecrates it is to be put to death. Those who do any work on that day must be cut off from their people for 6 days. Work is to be done, but the seventh day is the day of the Sabbath rest, holy to the Lord. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day is to be put to death. The Israelites are to observe the Sabbath, celebrating it for generations to come as a lasting covenant. It will be a sign between me and the Israelites forever, for in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. When the Lord finished speaking to Moses on Mount Sinai, he gave him the 2 tablets of the covenant law, the tablets of stone inscribed by the finger of God. The golden calf. When people saw that Moses was so long in coming down from the mountain, they gathered around Aaron and said, come, make us gods who will go before us. As for the fellow Moses who brought us up out of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him. Aaron answered them, take off the gold earrings that your wives, your sons, your daughters are wearing, and bring them to me. So all the people took off their earrings and brought them to Aaron. He took what they handed to him and made it into an idol cast in the shape of a calf, fashioning it with a tool. Then they said, these are your gods, Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt. Wow. See, that's all they wanted, was something that they could see, something that they could freaking confine to a little picture on the wall or something, you know what I mean? But God's not a little picture that you can confine to a wall. He's not something that you can picture in your brain. He's not. That's why God said, I am, and left it blank. It's not going to be confined to whatever your human, feeble brain can comprehend. Then they said, these are your gods, Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt. Man. When Aaron saw this, he built an altar in front of the calf and announced, tomorrow there will be a festival to the Lord. So the next day the people rose early and sacrificed burnt offerings and presented fellowship offerings. Afterward they sat down to eat and drink and got up to indulge in revelry. Then the Lord said to Moses, go down, because your people whom you brought out of Egypt have come corrupt. They have been quick to turn away from what I have commanded them, and have made themselves an idol cast in the shape of a calf. They have bowed down to it and sacrificed to it, and have said, these are your gods, Israel, who brought you out of Egypt. I have seen these people, the Lord said to Moses, and they are a stiff-necked people. Now leave me alone, so that my anger may burn against them, and that I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation. But Moses sought the favor of the Lord his God. Lord, he said, why should your anger burn against your people, whom you brought out of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, it was with evil intent that he brought them out, to kill them in the mountains, to wipe them off the face of the earth? Turn from your fierce anger, relent, and do not bring disaster on your people. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, to whom you swore by your own self, I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and I will give your descendants all this land I promised them, and it will be their inheritance forever. Then the Lord relented and did not bring on his people the disaster he had threatened. Moses turned and went down the mountain with the 2 tablets of the covenant law in his hands. They were inscribed on both sides, front and back. The tablets were the work of God. The writing of God engraved on the tablets. When Joshua heard the noise of people shouting, he said to Moses, there's the sound of war in the camp. Moses replied, it is not the sound of victory, it is not the sound of defeat, it is the sound signing that I hear. When Moses approached the camp and saw the calf and the dancing, his anger burned and threw the tablets out of his hand, breaking them to pieces at the foot of the mountain. And he took the calf the people had made and burned it in the fire. Then he grounded it to a powder, scattered it on the water, and made the Israelites drink it. Damn, he's all... Picture that. He said to Aaron, "What did these people do to you that you led them into such great sin?" "Do not be angry, my lord," Aaron answered. "You know how prone these people are to evil. They said to me, 'Make us gods who will go before us.' As for this fellow Moses who brought us out of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him." And that's how little our faith is, you know what I mean? The second things don't go the way we're expecting it or wanting it, we just kind of turn around and go back to the ways of the world, and, you know? So I told them, "Whoever has any gold jewelry, take it off." Then they gave the gold, and I threw it into the fire, and out came this calf. Moses saw that the people were running wild, and that Aaron had let them go out of control. So became a laughingstock to their enemies. So he stood at the entrance to the camp and said, "Whoever is for the Lord, come to me." And all the Levites rallied to him. Then he said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Each man strap a sword to his side. Go back and forth through the camp from one end to the other, each killing his brother and friend and neighbor." The Levites did as Moses commanded, and that day about 3,000 of the people died. Then Moses said, You have been set apart to the Lord today, for you were against your own sons and brothers, and he has blessed you this day. The next day Moses said to people, "You have committed a great sin, but now I will go up to the Lord. Perhaps I can make atonement for your sin." That's crazy. He just basically had them all fight each other, and whoever lived. That's so crazy. I don't understand that, but freaking, I don't know. It's not my place to understand. No, so Moses went back to the Lord and said, "Oh, what a great sin these people have committed. They have made themselves gods of gold, but now please forgive their sin. But if not, then blot me out of the book you have written." The Lord replied to Moses, "Whoever has sinned against me, I will blot out of my book. Now go lead the people to the place I spoke of, and my angel will go before you. However, what time comes for me to punish, I will punish them for their sins." That's so scary. I don't know. That's so crazy. I'm gonna have to be explained that. Have someone explain that to me. The Lord replied, "Moses, whoever has sinned against me, I will blot out my book." Okay, we read that. And the Lord struck the people with a plague because of what they did with the calf Aaron had made. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Leave this place, you and the people you brought out of Egypt, and go up to the land I promised an oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give it to your descendants. I will send an angel before you and drive out the Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Go up to the land flowing with milk and honey, but I will not go with you, because you are a stiff-necked people, and I might destroy you on the way." Dang, God's... Yeah, that's true. Fuck, I wish I could be a better person. When the people heard these distressing words, they began to mourn, and no one put any ornaments, for the Lord had said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites, you are stiff-necked people. If I were to go with you even for a moment, I might destroy you. Now take off your ornaments, and I will decide what to do with you." So the Israelites stripped off their ornaments at Mount Horeb. God doesn't like when you worship other gods instead of him. The tent of meeting. Now Moses used to make a tent and pitch it outside the camp some distance away, calling it the tent of meeting. Anyone inquiring of the Lord would go to the tent of meeting outside the camp, and whenever Moses went out to the tent, all the people rose and stood at the entrances to their tents, watching Moses until he entered the tent. As Moses went into the tent, a pillar of cloud would come down and stay at the entrance while the Lord spoke with Moses. Whenever the people saw the pillar of cloud standing at the entrance to the tent, they all stood and worshipped each at the entrance to their tent, the Lord would speak to Moses face to face as one speaks to a friend. Then Moses would return to camp, but his young aide, Joshua son of Nun, did not leave the tent. Moses in the glory of the Lord. Moses said to the Lord, "You have been telling me, lead these people, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. You have said, I know you by name, and you have found favor with me. If you are pleased with me, teach me your ways, so I may know you and continue to find favor with you. Remember that this nation is your people." The Lord replied, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." Then Moses said to him, "If your presence does not go with us, do not send us up from here. How will anyone know that you are pleased with me and with your people unless you go with us? What else will distinguish me and your people from all other people on the face of the earth?" And the Lord said to Moses, "I will do the very thing you have asked, because I am pleased with you and I know you by name." Then Moses said, "Now show me your glory." And the Lord said, I will cause all of my goodness to pass. I will cause all of my goodness to pass in front of you, and I will proclaim my name, the Lord, in your presence. I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. But he said, "You cannot see my face, for no one may see me and live." Then the Lord said, "There is a place near me where you may stand on a rock. Where my glory passes by, I will put you in a cleft in the rock and cover you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I will remove my hand and you will see my back, but my face must not be seen." The New Stone Tablets, chapter 34. The Lord said to Moses, "Chisel out 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and I will write on them the words that were on the first ones which you broke. Be ready in the morning, and then come up on Mount Sinai. Present yourself to me there on top of the mountain. No one is to come with you or be seen anywhere on the mountain. Not even the flocks and herds may graze in the front of the mountain." So Moses chiseled out 2 stone tablets like the first ones and went up Mount Sinai in the morning, as the Lord had commanded him, and he carried the 2 stone tablets in his hand. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and stood there with him and proclaimed his name, the Lord. He passed in front of Moses, proclaiming, the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands, and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin. Yet he does not leave the guilty unpunished. He punishes the children and their children for the sin of the parents to the 3rd and the 4th generation. Moses bowed to the ground at once and worshipped the Lord. He said, "If I have found favor in your eyes, then let the Lord go with us. Although this is a stiff-necked people, forgive our wickedness and our sin, and take us as your inheritance." Then the Lord said, "I am making a covenant with you before all your people. I will do wonders never before done in any nation in all the world. The people you live among will see how awesome is the work that I, the Lord, will do for you. Obey what I command you today. I will drive out before you the Amorites, Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land where you are going, or they will be a snare among you. Break down their altars, smash their sacred stones, and cut down their Asheroth poles. Do not worship any other god, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God." That's what I was going to say earlier. God doesn't like it when you worship other gods, because he's a jealous God. "Be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land, for they prostitute themselves to their gods and sacrifice to them, and they will invite you, and you will eat their sacrifices. When you choose some of their daughters as wives for your sons, and those daughters prostitute themselves to their gods, they will lead your sons to do the same. Do not make any idols. Celebrate the festival of unleavened bread. For 7 days eat bread without yeast, as I commanded you. Do this at the appointed time in the month of Aviv, for in that month you came out of Egypt." He wants them to eat bread without yeast so that they remember all that God did for them and taken them out of Egypt. "The first offspring of every womb belongs to me, including all the firstborn males of your livestock, whether from herd or flock. Redeem the firstborn donkey with a lamb, but if you do not redeem it, break its neck. Redeem all your firstborn sons. No one is to appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you shall labor, but on the seventh day you shall rest. Even during the plowing season and harvest you must rest. Celebrate the festival of weeks with the first fruits of the wheat harvest, and the festival of ingathering at the turn of the year. 3 times a year all your men are to appear before the sovereign Lord, the God of Israel. I will drive out nations before you, and enlarge your territory, and no one will covet your land. When you go up 3 times each year to appear before the Lord your God, do not offer the blood of a sacrifice to me along with anything containing yeast. Do not let any of the sacrifice from the Passover festival remain until morning. Bring the best of the first fruits of your soil to the house of the Lord your God. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. Then the Lord said to Moses, write down these words in accordance. In these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. Moses was there with the Lord 40 days, 40 nights without eating bread or drinking water. Dang. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. The radiant face of Moses. When Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the covenant law in his hands, he was not aware that his face was radiant because he had spoken with the Lord. When Aaron and all the Israelites saw Moses, his face was radiant, and they were afraid to come near him, but Moses called to them, so Aaron and all the leaders of the community came back to him, and he spoke to them. Afterward, all the Israelites came near him and gave them all the commands the Lord had given him on Mount Sinai. When Moses finished speaking to them, he put a veil over his face, but whenever he entered the Lord's presence to speak with him, he removed the veil until he came out. And when he came out and told the Israelites what he had been commanded, they saw that his face was radiant. Then Moses would put the veil back over his face until he went in to speak with the Lord. Chapter 35, Sabbath Regulations. Moses assembled the whole Israelite community and said to them, these are the things the Lord has commanded you to do. For 6 days work is to be done, but the 7th day shall be your holy day, a day of Sabbath rest to the Lord. Whoever does any work on it is to be put to death. Do not light a fire in any of your dwellings on the Sabbath day. Materials for the tabernacle. Moses said to the whole Israelite community, this is what the Lord has commanded. From what you have taken offering to the Lord, everyone who is willing is to bring the Lord an offering of gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and fine linen, goat hair, ram skins dyed red, and another type of durable leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense, and onyx stones and other gems to be mounted on the ephod and breastpiece. All who are skilled among you are to come and make everything the Lord has commanded, the tabernacle with its tent, its covering, clasps, frames, crossbars, posts, and bases, the ark with its poles and atonement cover, and the curtain that shields it, the table with its poles and its articles, and the bread of the presence, the lampstand that is for light with its accessories, lamps, and oil for the light, the altar of the incense with its poles, the anointing oil and the fragrant incense, the curtain for the doorway at the entrance to the tabernacle, the altar of burnt offerings with its bronze grating, its poles and all its utensils, the bronze basin with its stand, the curtains of the courtyard with its posts and bases, and the curtain of the entrance to the courtyard, the tent pegs for the tabernacle, for the courtyard, and their ropes, the woven garments worn for ministering in the sanctuary, both the sacred garments for Aaron and the priest, and the garments for his sons when they serve as priests. Then the whole Israelite community withdrew from Moses' presence, and everyone who was willing and whose heart moved then came and brought an offering to the Lord for the work of the tent of meeting, for all its service, and for the sacred garments. All who were willing, men and women alike, came and brought gold jewelry of all kinds, brooches, earrings, rings, and ornaments. They all presented their gold as a wave offering to the Lord. Everyone had blue, purple, or scarlet yarn, or fine linen, or goat hair, ram skins dyed red, or other durable leather brought them. Those presenting an offering of silver or bronze brought it as an offering to the Lord, and everyone who had an acacia wood for any part of work brought it Every skilled woman spun with their hands and brought what she had spun, blue, purple, or scarlet yarn of fine linen, and all the women who were willing had the skill spun the goat hair. The leaders brought onyx stones and other gems to be mounted on the ephod and breastpiece. They also brought spices and olive oil for the light, and for the anointing oil the fragrance. All the Israelite men and women who were willing brought to the Lord free will offerings for all the work the Lord through Moses had commanded them to do. Let's see. Bezalel and Aholiab. Then Moses said to the Israelites, "See, the Lord has chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and he has filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, with understanding, with knowledge, with all kinds of skills, to make artistic designs for work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work in wood, to engage in all kinds of artistic crafts. He has given them both the Aholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, the ability to teach others. He has filled them with the skill to do all kinds of work as engravers, designers, embroiderers, in blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and fine linen, and weavers, all of them skilled workers." Chapter 36 is after, which is weird because it kind of starts right after what we were just reading. All of them skilled workers. Chapter 36, and designers. So Bezalel and Aholiab and every skilled person. That's weird, it doesn't just start new after that. Ugh. So, we'll just stop right there and then read from that little chapter after when we come back. Again, Bezalel and Aholiab, then chapter 36, because it'll be weird starting out. Alright, chapter 36, and designers. So Bezalel, like mid-sentence or whatever, mid-paragraph. So we'll do that next time, just right there. But also, yeah, hope you guys are following along. Can't follow along, you're doing some dishes or cleaning your room, cleaning your house, and you just have it out loud, listening to it, hearing it, learning that way. That's still cool, you know what I mean? Learn with me, you can learn about all this awesome stuff, some real history, and yeah, just gotta keep doing it, stay consistent in it, and let the Lord take you out of Egypt. Don't keep going back to Egypt. Keep going back to normal ways of life, normal thought patterns, normal sinful ways and everything. It's hard. It's so freaking hard. I know it because I'm stuck in it. And that's why I don't make videos for like a whole month, because I don't feel good enough to make a video. I don't feel like I'm good enough reading the Bible. My brain is just messing with me the whole time. Like, you shouldn't even be reading this, dude. You know what? Like, but what am I going to do? Stay stuck? Darkness and sin forever? I gotta come out. Not for me, but for other people as well. This world's getting in a dark place. People, sex is freaking being pushed out like everything what's good in this day and age is made to be looked at as bad, and what's bad is made to be looked at as good. Just crazy. The world is all dry. Everyone's got dry souls right now. Everyone's hungry and yearning for something. They're looking to fill that need with the world and the ways of the world and sex and all this stuff that the world tells you is cool, and the money, everything, you know what I mean? None of that makes you feel any better at all. It just makes you end up feeling way more dry, way more empty. It's crazy. And then the rain will come, and your whole house will just, everything you are, your soul, your house, your temple will shatter, because it's not on a firm foundation, which is God. God is a firm foundation. And the world is just a fucking weak foundation. If you build your temple, your house on what the world has, it's just gonna crumble when things, And I'm sure maybe a lot of you probably don't understand what I'm saying. I probably just seem like some stupid, crazy person who's just reading a little book, but I've experienced how sin makes me feel and how dry it makes me feel. And I've experienced how the presence of the Lord makes me feel. I've experienced them both, and the Lord's a lot better. I like His presence. I like feeling it. I like doing stuff for Him and for good, and not for myself and greedy, selfish, nasty, disgusting sinfulness. That's how I feel. But I don't know. And it makes me sad because I know that we're all sinners. We're all in this, so we all feel this way to some degree, some type of dryness in our soul. So much hate for yourself, regrets and shame, all that stuff. You gotta leave it out. You gotta leave all that out. Leave that in Egypt. Come out of Egypt. And let's grow like stars, as numerous as the stars. Let's grow for the Lord. Alright, well, I don't know what I'm saying, so I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys learn and read with me and pray for me so that I don't go back to the world, you know what I mean? And I hope you guys do the same. I don't know, I'm just a human trying to talk on behalf of God, so I'm gonna shut up. Hope you guys enjoy. God bless.